Welcome back to iHeart Crypto. So, we got Bitcoin coming in at 23,250 today on this Monday, and we have a new month. It is August 1st. So, let's go ahead and just take a look at the monthly, all right? So, this is the monthly on our Heikin-Ashi candles, all right? We are in a massive downtrend on the monthly on our Heikin-Ashis. However, if we're looking on our regular candles here, all right, if you notice on the monthly, we got 3 black crows, all right, 1, 2, 3 black crows right there. And the last time we had 3 black crows, we had a massive dip to the downside. So, but things are a little bit different here, just because of the RSI levels here on the monthly. It's a lot lower than it was up here. RSI was sitting at around the 50s, okay, and now we're sitting in the 40s. So could we see RSI on the monthly dip into the 30s? I mean, that's very possible. If we do dip lower, we do have these levels marked out here. All right, first stop we're looking for is 18.6. All right. Next stop we're looking for 16.9. All right, basically making a lower low on the macro. Excuse me. But I think where we'll end up bouncing from is about 14K. But really, the big level here we're looking for is 12K. I think 12K is not the bottom. I think that's just going to be a bounce. I think that we kind of maybe dribble down here a little bit. Maybe we'll bounce up here, get a little breakout, and kind of go sideways here, and then kind of capitulate. I mean, that's just another thought, But basically, you're getting resistance here on your 55 EMA on the monthly, which is not a good sign in essence. But things are turning around a little bit, in like the macro. So just take a look at the S&P 500. All right. So here's your S&P. All right, on the monthly, I mean, you basically engulfed. Well, you almost had a bullish engulfing candle on the monthly. All right, but you didn't get it. You didn't get it. But things are looking bullish in the traditionals. But in essence, you're still in this downtrend. All right, you've just had a bounce, so I can see some profit taking going on here. All right, and in the Dow Jones, same deal. All right, you've had a little bit of a bounce. I can see things starting to move back down over the next 2 months. But you are holding your 55 EMA on the monthly on the Dow Jones, and you're holding it on the S&P. Once that 55 breaks, I mean, I can see major downturn. And if you're looking on the 6-month chart on the S&P 500, you have this bearish engulfing candle here on the 6-month chart that is very bearish in my opinion. Which you can take it for what it is. Okay. So for the S&P, maybe you get a rally up to the top of this channel here, but more or less I'm looking for more of a corrective phase here. One reason is because you do have bearish divergence. All right here. You got lower lows in your price action, higher lows in your RSI. All right, so you do have bearish divergence there on the daily. All right, not a good look on the S&P at the moment. All right, so let's just pop over to Bitcoin yet again. All right, and one of the things that we are looking for this correction is, we have this downtrend of resistance here drawn from these 2 wicks. It's held up pretty nicely, capping the highs, if you will. But you are just basically in this bear flag, or a rising channel, rising wedge, whatever you want to call it. It's still a bearish pattern. All right. Now the question is now, do you correct again and then come back up again, and you're just playing around in here? I mean, that's a possibility. But I think that, you know, we've had some waves in here. I'm no Elliott wave person, right? But you know, if you're coming up in here, you know, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is your 5th wave. So could you be coming back down here? If this line breaks, I'd be looking for another test, another sweep of the lows here, and if those break, obviously you're coming back down quite a bit. So it's going to be very, very, very interesting to see here in the least. All right, but in the short term, all right, let's go to the 15 minutes, see what's popping. I think we were getting a little bit of a short squeeze going on here. Not really. Looks like you've, on your 15 minute, you've come back up, you've tapped your 55 EMA on the 15 minute. Not for ETH though. So yeah, you're tapping their 55 EMA. What I kind of anticipate here is, let's turn on our vector candles. Is I'm looking for a stop hunt on a Monday. All right, because you do have some vectors up in here to come back and take. All right, so you got this vector here on the 15 minute to come back up and take. All right, so what I'm looking for is possibly a W reversal pattern here, come back down, hit, rise, come back down, maybe something like that. We'll see. But basically, I do think we are going to get a little bit of a correction here. Let's see if I can get this box out of here. I don't want this. All right. What else is good here? Are there any people in here? No, of course not. No people come to my streams. But what else is good? Let's take off our trader's reality indicator here. And let's go into the 4 hour. See what's going on the 4 hour. All right. So, you know, one thing I'm looking at here, by the way, all right, let's zoom out a little bit, is this price action here. Let's expand this a little bit so you can see. All right. You know, you come around, you're bing-bonging around, all right? You get a hit to the high, a correction, another hit to the high, and now you're coming back down, all right? Very similar to what you did over here. Came back down, you kind of bing-bonging around, hit to the high, and you had a big correction, all right? So, and if you look, there's similarities in the RSI. So, let's take a look. You know, you had a break of this trend here, and you had a big correction. All right, so take a look here. Let's see if we can get a nice trend line going. All right, this RSI breaks. All right, you could be seeing a nice correction yet again. All right, let's take a look at the daily RSI. All right, kind of the same deal. All right, where you know you had a nice rise in your RSI. Right, it breaks. And you had a major correction. All right, look at your RSI here. It breaks on your daily. You could be seeing a nice little correction. So that's just something else to watch. All right, could be shooting down for a nice correction here soon. But things. There's no like FOMC meetings. There's not as much news coming out until September, right? So that could have a little bit of a play here too. And you know your 2-day RSI has come up quite a bit. You know RSI looks a lot different on your 2-day here as it does here. All right. So let's go to the weekly. All right. The weekly, your Stokes are turned up, and that's a good sign. All right. On Market Cipher, see your VWAP. See how it's kind of curving down a little bit? That's not a good sign. All right, on your 2-week, VWAP looks like it's wanting to curl over on your 2-week. That's not a good sign. Okay, it looks like your VWAPs are flattening out, if you will. Right? That's not good. 3-day actually looks bullish. That's interesting. So, and then the daily. You know, money flow kind of was coming up, and now it's starting to come back out. But this could kind of round off again. But one thing on the daily is that we did see, and we can see, is that you did have higher highs in your price action. I don't like this color. All right, and then you had lower highs in your momentum waves. All right, there's your there's your bearish divergence on Market Cipher. And bearish divergence on a higher time frame can bring you down quite a bit. Okay, so that's just another thing to think about. All right, on ETH, you know, here's your trend line right here. That breaks, you know, you could be seeing anywhere close to 1200. All right, your first stop would be about 1525. All right, there's your 55 EMA on the daily. Once that breaks, you could be seeing 1200, and if trading, you know, if we start to have a major correction, you know, there's all kinds of levels we're looking for on ETH here. Let's go zoom out to the 5-day. All right, so on ETH, if we are trying to pick some ETH up here around 700 bucks. If you can get ETH at 700 bucks, I think that's a good deal. All right, I don't think that it's ever going to come down to 420. I really don't know if that's going to be, you know, anything that we can look for here, but you do have, you know, not a lot of trading in here. Things could come down fairly quickly. All right, you're looking for that 1200. That would be a good place to scoop some up if you wanted to. You know, you're going to have some trading up in here because you can see the volume. All right, next stop, you know, 750. I think that would be a great buy. I wouldn't necessarily be waiting for 600 because you don't know if you're going to get it, and I definitely wouldn't think that you're going to get it at 400, but you never know. All right, if you can get ETH at 400 bucks, I mean, that's a steal and a half. Steal and a half. But we'll see. We'll see. Things look like they could be starting to correct back down. We've had a little bit of a nice rally. Could be over. This is bear market antics. All right, but you know, let's say like ETH does come up and come test the top of this trend line here. If it breaks this trend line too, you can have a nice little rally. But in essence, we are looking for some downside action over the next week or two, and then after that, we got to see what happens. All right, so I mean, I don't expect any of this to be happening anytime soon. I mean, I'm thinking, you know, September, October, you know, is where to be scooping up, you know, the bottoms, maybe November. All right, so you know, stack some cash. You know, I'm going out, I'm working, I'm landscaping, I'm door dashing. You know, I'm trying to make a little bit of extra cash, put it on the side, and put my buy orders in here. All right, as opposed to trading. You know, trading, I'm slowing down on my trading a little bit. It's funny. When I have a good amount of money and I'm trading with it, I do terribly. But when I have like no money and my trading stack is gone down, I'm winning. I won like 4 out of my last 5 trades. But I had like no money in my trading account because it got blown up. So, you know, just something else to think about. So let's just go dive into some more time frames here just for the hell of it. All right. Can we be looking for a little bit of a bounce here? I mean, your market structure, you know, when you're looking at market structure, I mean, you can just see how market structure goes, right? You make these waves, right? So what we kind of think is going to end up happening is, you know, you come back down here, right? You're going to end up coming back down here. I do think that you're going to come back. I do think that you're going to come back up at some point. The thing is it's all about the timing, you know? So mid-August is where this red line here is another thing that I worry about. I mean, this red line here, I like this downtrend of resistance. Once that breaks, I mean, then things could get a little bullish, but I don't think we come above this red line here. I think that this is the line that holds us down and pushes us down to new macro lows. All right. Uniswap has been crazy bullish, but you can see it's having a bit of a correction. One thing that I was thinking about is some of the coins that just have like popped over this first bounce in the bear market. So the coins that, you know, you want to be picking up, in my opinion, you got Uniswap. I think is a great coin. Obviously, Matic is another good coin. I think you should be picking up. ETH, of course. All right. If you look though, like Solana did not have like a crazy bounce from the lows. So I mean, just take it from the lows, right? Your bounce on Solana, you had an 80% bounce on Solana, but then you take something like Matic, right? You had an 80% bounce on Solana. On Matic, you had almost a 200% bounce on Matic. And you take something like BNB, right? BNB from the lows, you had a 61% bounce. All right, something like AVAX, which we really liked, you know, from the lows, you had an 84% bounce. All right, so, you know, and let's go over to the bubbles. Let's see what's going on. Let me change this to the monthly, because let's see how long has this bounce been going on here. So let's see, about 42 days. So let's take a look and see if we can see this on a monthly scale. Yeah, there we go. Let's see on the month. What's had the best performance in the month? I mean, Ethereum Classic, right? So on the next correction, you might want to pick up some Ethereum Classic, Quant, Matic, YFI, Filecoin, you know? These would be the ones that you can expect to bounce kind of again. You know what I mean? They don't always bounce the same. You know, there's always narratives that are going on in any particular time. But in essence, I don't even know what LDO is. LDO DAO. Let's look this up. LDO DAO. LDO DAO. LDO DAO. It's LDO. Let's put that on our chart here. And where's it traded? LDO, Binance, and KuCoin. Let's go to the KuCoin chart. LDO. All right, there it is on Binance. They don't have a KuCoin chart on here. LDO Tether. That would be it right here. Let's check you out on the daily. Oh, there's not much there on the daily. Let's go to Binance. It's a new coin. How long has this thing been out? Let's go over here to overview. Let's go to all. Since January, but you guess you couldn't get it on some of these. LDO. Let's look it up on KuCoin here. Well, let's see. Let's go to the my KuCoin account. And let's go to trade, spot trading. See if we can get a chart on this. LDO. LDO USDT. Alright, let's go to the weekly. Ah. See? Something to note, like, do you really want to be getting into a coin that's brand new? What is LDO? What does it do? Why is it so hot? You gotta ask these questions. Liquidity for staked assets. Oh, another DeFi thing. You gotta be careful with these things. Interesting. Supported networks, Solana, Kusama, Polygon, Polkadot, Terra Classic, Stake, Mint, DeFi Community, the LDO DAO. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's see here. I mean, it's been out for a hot minute. Its highs were $6. And what is it sitting at now? $2? Okay. What's the lows? 45 cents. Could dip quite a bit. Jeez. I mean, how far back does this thing go? May? How come I can't get a good, like, chart on this? LDOB USDT. You think it was on Gemini for a little bit? Let's see if it was on Gemini for a little bit. Gemini goes back to February. Gemini probably has like the longest price chart on it. Not a lot of price action, not a lot of price history on this. But you know, let's pull a fib. See See what kind of entry you can get on this thing. Alright, you did not retrace to your 0.65 or your 0.618 fib. But, you know, if you wanted a good price on this, I would say 68 cents. Yeah, maybe anywhere in $1.50 range, dollar range. That's not that wouldn't be too shabby. I don't know if I'd be investing in this coin. This is a high risk coin. Where are you at on market cap anyway? What's your rank? 67. Okay, market cap is about 3/4 of a billion. All right, whatever. LDO. We'll keep it on the radar. All right, let's get rid of this guy. But what do we like? I mean, it's not my favorite thing. I like ETH. I like Matic. I think those are I like ETH, Matic, and Uni. I think ETH, Matic, and Uni are pretty good plays, and I like Quant. Those would be my top like go-tos, right? So let's move Matic up here. Matic, ETH will stay there, and then Quant I have down here. We all know we love Quant on this channel. Let's take a look at Quant. What's Quant doing? Quant hitting major resistance. Where would we want to scoop up some Quant? Honestly, we want it back at $40. That would be great. But let's say we can't get it at $40. Let's pull a fib. High was about 115. Low is 41, the last low. So, I mean, you could be scooping up Quant at 86. Probably around $70, I think, would be a good price for Quant coming on any kind of dip. So $70 Quant, I think, is solid. You know, if you buy one Quant, if it goes down to 40, you lose $30. Who cares? You know, this thing's last all-time high was $400. You know, if it goes back down to 40, if you can't find $40 in your wallet to buy a Quant, you know, you're doing something wrong. So, oh man, tired. Yeah, Quant looking high on momentum, looking like it needs a pullback. Getting some red dots here on your momentum chart on the 2-day. That's not a good sign. Red dot on the daily, bearish divergence. Yeah, this whole market looks like it wants a pullback. So, where it'll pull back to, who knows? But I think because things are high, I think now is a good time to just be working and collecting cash and putting it aside for the next major dip, because you never know when it's going to be. And if price goes higher, you should own crypto. If you're into crypto and you're watching this video, you should own some crypto. And if it goes higher, that would be great. But I don't know. You know, one thing is that we're looking at the DXY. The DXY is interesting to me at the moment because you have, you know, this trend of support here. It's kind of gone parabolically, right? But you are in a falling wedge, and you know, though you have dipped below support here today. I mean, I thought we were losing the wedge. It came back up, you know, and now it's getting support back on the wedge. So, you know, the wedge could break here. This is the DXY. You know, not really trading the DXY, but you know, you could come back up, be playing here, and then kind of shoot up. You know, looking like mid-August. So we'll see. Bitcoin dominance on the rise at the moment. What's going on with Bitcoin dominance? Let's look at it on the 3-day. You would expect Bitcoin dominance to be shooting up a lot more. Just looks like Bitcoin is not like the big player in the space anymore. Who knows? Let's check out ETH. What's going on with ETH in the short term here? Ooh, you had a nice little stop hunt rise. Now you're dipping down. You could probably expect another stop hunt. Kind of come back up. See, I think that you're making this like W formation here. Look, there it is. Let's see, market cipher on the 15-minute. Momentum's coming up a little bit. VWAP's coming down. Money flow just kind of putzing around, but on your 4 hour, you've now crossed into your red on ETH. That's not a good sign. So you'd want to see, money flow kind of curve back down. And God knows, that could take you to our first stops on ETH here. Oops. First stops on ETH, right, on the 4 hour. Yeah, probably back down to the point of control here, about 1,500. You want to scoop up some ETH at 1,500, Godspeed. I think 1,500 is a little bit high for ETH, but then again, you never know. If anything, I think 1,200 would be your best DCA play. But then when that breaks, you got to be okay with it. And then, God, honestly, I'd be buying ETH all the way down. Honestly. So, yeah. What else is good here? What's going on the Crypto Fear and Greed Index? Where are we at? We are sitting at a 33. Cool beans. Alright. Nothing really in the news today. And that is basically it, really, right? We've gone over everything. We've gone over the bearish divergence on the daily. We're looking for a pullback. Let's pull a fib real quick, see where that gives us. From the highs to low. Looks like you're breaking your golden pocket. If I pulled that right, let's pull it the other way. I pulled it wrong. There we go. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. Alright, so where can you expect a bounce? You probably could expect a bounce right around 22,100. And if you do look, because there is an imbalance in the chart there, alright, you got a red vector candle right around, a yellow vector candle right around there that the market makers are probably trying to come back down and take. Alright, but it's all about momentum and the state of the market and all that other good stuff. So just watch this bottom trend line. That's what I'll be looking for. We'll see how we play around in here for the rest of the month. But I do think that we definitely pull back to about 22,100. Alright, and let's take a look at ETH. Let's pull a fib on ETH real quick. Swing high to swing low. Yeah, you're looking at 1,500 right there. You got your high vector candle right there. So I do think that you get a nice little dip on ETH, and if you did want to short it, you're looking at 5 to 10%. On a nice short. It's not guaranteed, but it would be good. Yellow X is popping up on the 1 minute. Interesting. Looking bearish. Bearish. Ooh. 3 yellow X's on your 15 minute. Not great. Ooh, yellow X on your 30 minute. That'll bring you down quite a bit. Alright. That will be it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Be good, everybody.